How are you and your family doing right now? I don't know about you, but my family and I have been isolating for the last couple of weeks, and it's really challenging, right? It's posing a lot of barriers for us for things that we'd like to do and getting out in the world, right? If you're also self-isolating, how are things going? How are you managing? Please pop something in the comments for me. Let me know how you're doing. You know, this is really forcing us to be adaptable and creative and find new ways to do things with our family, right? How to support our family's health, our wellness, our well-being, our emotions, right? And so it's really forcing us to find new ways of managing. There are 3 things that I've been doing that have helped me stay sane throughout this and centered. And I want to share those with you. And I also have something else that I'm super excited to share with you. So please stick around to the end so that I get to share that too and I get your feedback. But first, before I get too far, for those of you who are new to me, my name is Christy Ware. I'm a strength trainer, nutrition coach, and core rehab specialist. I have a 6-year-old child who is now at home. He was supposed to be done March break as of today and going back to school, but needless to say, he's home. So we're managing that. And some days are really great and some days are extremely challenging, and that is the ebb and flow, right? We've got all the emotions in the house, and my wife and I are here trying to work and still manage life, and he's suddenly home, and you know, there's blessings and there's difficulties, right? As everyone I'm sure is going through, you can appreciate that. But always trying to come back to that positive, right? We've had lots of time outside to fly kites and play bubbles and play with sidewalk chalk and ride our bikes for hours on end because we have the time to do that. So I'm really recognizing the time as being so important right now and really leaning into that. And also a couple weeks before this whole pandemic happened, our basement flooded. And so our whole life was disrupted, and then suddenly a pandemic happened and no one's doing anything. So the renovation companies, took a little longer to get in and sort out our basement. Our home office is now a hollow shell right now. We don't have any bookshelves. We don't have anything here because of life circumstances. And we could choose to stress over those things, or we could choose to look at the things that, really we're grateful for and what are happening in our lives that are positive. And so we always have to come back to that, right? Thanks for being here, Flora and Hannah, and anyone else who's popping on and off. Thank you so much for being here this afternoon to listen to what I have to share. Talking about the 3 things that are keeping me sane and centered. So I've got 3 M's that I want to share with you today. So 3 things that you can remember when you leave this video and be like, right, what did Christy say? Those 3 M's, right? The first one is movement. So you know what? I hate to say it, but it's the truth. The first thing to go for most people in their lives when stress happens is exercise, right? It's the first thing that gets the boot. But the reality is it's the thing that we need the most when we are in stressful situations, right? We need to be able to move. We need to be able to channel that energy out of our body, because otherwise it builds up and it gets in our brain and it gets in our bodies, just feel agitated and irritated, right? We need to move to release. So in these moments of stress, we need to find time for movement. That's the number 1, right? Movement. Hey, thanks, Belle. I've just seen your comments pop through there. My exercise routine looks really different than it did, a few weeks ago. And that's okay. And I'm learning new ways to navigate that. I'm learning new ways to work out at home. We live in a situation where we have a courtyard in our complex where all the doors to the courtyard face in. Guess what? I've had to get over myself and go run around the courtyard in the morning to burn off some energy and release some stress, even though people might be watching and it might be a little bit embarrassing. I did it anyway. I don't care. I have to find ways to stay sane. So whatever that looks like for you, whether it's Belle who's on the call here or on the live stream here, riding her bike in the rain with a full, rain suit on, or whether it's me being silly in the courtyard playing around and not caring what the neighbors think, we need to move, right? Our bodies need movement to channel our stress. So that's your first M. The second M is mindfulness. And what I mean by mindfulness is your morning routine, the things that you do to keep a schedule in your life. Because when things get chaotic, guess what? Schedules get thrown out the window. One morning I was working at the gym early with clients, and the next day the gym was closed, and I'm having to navigate what my new routine looks like. But when we create a new routine and we have some sort of normalcy for ourselves, we actually thrive on that, right? Our kids thrive on that. We know we thrive on that. So having some kind of a schedule, for me, it means going to bed around the same time as I did previous to this whole situation happening. It means waking up around the same time so that my body clock is still feeling this is the normal routine that I need, right? Getting up in the morning and having your meditation, your morning routine, your morning practice, whatever that is for you, continue to do those things because that's what you need right now the most, right? Body needs normalcy, mind needs normalcy, your families, right? Thanks, Aunt Janine. Thanks, Jennifer, for watching and seeing a bunch of you coming on. Belle saying, struggling with creating a routine. Yes, it's challenging. Life as we knew it a few weeks ago looks really different. And in order to create that sense of routine and regimen in your life, we need to do the things we did before, right? Maybe it's writing down a schedule. Maybe it's taking a calendar of each of the hours of the day and saying, these are the things that matter to me, and this is what I'm going to do. Posting it on the wall, right? And knowing, guess what? 8 a.m. I'm going to get up. I'm going to do a meditation. I'm going to exercise, whatever that is, dropping into that, right? And Flora's saying, yes, I dropped my morning routine last week. And it's hard to get back on. But when you do, you start to feel better, right? So how many of you have lost your morning practice? How many life has changed and you're suddenly going, oh my gosh, my morning practice is totally out the window. I used to sit with my coffee and read a book, and now I'm taking care of my kids because suddenly they're home for hours more than they were, right? It's okay. There's no judgment on that. It's okay to admit that. Things are different right now and they are challenging for so many people, and it's okay, right? We just need to find ways to get ourselves back on. Hannah's saying, I thrive on routine. So glad Babe she's sleeping better and Mark is out. Yes, right? We do. We thrive on routines. When we have more routine, we feel better. Flora's talking about a gratitude practice. Stretching, if exercise isn't possible. Awesome. These are all great ways to start your day. And when you start doing those things, they snowball into other things in the day that start to feel good. And Janine's saying, I still do my usual morning routine. Still get dressed. Yes, in real clothes. I love it, right? Put on your makeup. Do whatever makes you feel good, because that's how you're going to thrive in the day, right? You want to feel good. So do those things that always made you feel good so that you continue to feel good, even despite the uncertainty, even despite the stress that you may be facing, right? So that's the second M. I'm glad that I've got all this feedback. Thank you all so much for being here and sharing. The third M I want to go over is meals. So I'm talking here about eating, buying foods. How many of you have gone to the grocery store only to find that the thing that you needed, the shelf was completely decimated, there's nothing there, and suddenly we're going, okay, now what? What do we do, right? We had a meal plan or an idea of what we were going to make for our family, but we got to the store and the things we wanted to buy weren't available, right? That's reality for all of us. We get food imported from all over the world on a regular basis. But guess what? That might not always be available. And so this is a really interesting time to go, okay, how do I reduce my overwhelm and my stress while managing what's available, what's in front of me? How can I plan meals for my family and take care of everyone and make sure we're as healthy as we can be with what's available? Right? So when we're walking into the store, being pleasantly surprised that they have cucumber today, because maybe they didn't have it yesterday, or maybe they didn't have it last week, right? Coming from that place of what do they have that I can make work, instead of stressing over what's not there, right? I went in and, looking for some baking soda so I could bake some banana bread and bake some cookies. I love baking, right? But I went in to find stuff and it didn't exist in that store anymore. There was nothing. The tags were slashed off and they were saying out of stock. And it's quite stressful. It can bring us to a point of, scarcity and stress. But instead, can we find other ways? Can we look somewhere else to find that thing? Can we look for something different if they don't have what we need, right? To still plan for our meals, for our families, take care of our health, right? So suddenly finding ourselves cooking 3 meals a day for our families at home, if you're still at home, it can be really overwhelming because a lot of people aren't used to having to do that, right? We're used to being able to grab on the go, grab a snack at the deli and carry on with our day. Well, that's not the reality right now. So we have to pivot and change based on what is happening to us in the world, right? And make good choices within that. Nourishing for our bodies in new ways. That's right. I found eggs the other day. It was a glorious day. I love it. That's exactly right. Right? Coming from a place of what is available and grabbing onto that and going, being thankful, right? Coming back to that thankful place. Janine's saying there was no salt in my store. No salt. Okay, so maybe we're looking at something different. Maybe we're looking for Herbamare now. There's another salt called Herbamare. It's not an actual sodium salt, but it tastes like salt, right? Maybe we're just pivoting and finding something different, a new spice, a new way of, sprucing up our food that we hadn't considered before. So we just need to come from a different angle, right? So those are my 3 M's that I want to share with you. Again, the first one was movement. The second one is mindfulness and scheduling a practice for yourself. And the third one is meals and eating. If you're looking for, some ideas, I do have meal planning ebooks that I've created. If you're looking for some inspiration around your food and snacks, I've got a healthy foods guide that's complimentary, free. You can get that if you'd like it. Put it in the comments that you'd like one, and I'll make sure you get one. And the other interesting thing that's happened through all of this is I've had people reaching out to me from Vancouver. I used to teach fitness and circuit classes in Vancouver previous to moving to Vernon. And I've had several people reach out to me saying to me, hey, Christy, are you doing anything online? Are you running any classes? Is there anything I can join? I'll pay you. I want to come. And so, on this, 3 years ago when Flora and I started our business, I took an online trainer certification. It's called the Online Trainer Academy certification. And I took that, having no idea how I would end up using it down the road. I started working with clients online, just one-on-one, didn't do anything group related, a few little group programs here and there, but my primary focus was online. And then picked up my in-person business picked up, and I thought, okay, I'll let the online stuff go for a while. And where have I found myself? Guess what? It came full circle. I'm back here now again, finding myself going, okay, I have this certification that I can put to use. And guess what? It's here because I need to use it. I need to create a group environment for people that I can teach classes, that I can teach nutrition, relaxation, whatever is needed. And I have the tools and the certification to do that. So I'm so excited that I'm wanting to know, are you interested? Is this something that I could offer for you? Would it be supportive? Throw interested in the comments if this is something that you'd be interested in partaking in. I want to know. I'm really here today to test the waters, to see, is this something that people want and they need? And if they do, I will create it. I'm excited to offer it, and it's a new way of doing things for me as of late. I've been in person training for the last year at an awesome little studio here in town. But I'm recognizing with the times, I need to pivot and I need to be adaptable. And so this is one of the ways that I can do that. I can pivot my business and offer what what I think all of you need most: movement, mindfulness, and learning how to prepare meals and nourishment for your family. I can put that in a private group. It'd be a private online Facebook group. There'd be live classes that you could attend. And you could catch the replay if you missed something, so you don't have to come on live. Right? We'll do 2 workouts a week, so I can provide you with workouts that you can follow. Simple stuff that you can do at home. You don't need a gym. You don't need any fancy equipment, right? Ways to keep our bodies healthy, mobile, strong, and nourished during this very unprecedented time. So that's really what I'm here to talk about today. The fees won't be much. It'll be a sliding scale, so you can pay what you can. I'm going to have 3 tiers of payment. And it'll be from April to June. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm committing, if you're committed, I'm committing from April, May, June to provide you with a place to reduce your stress, to feel good, to connect with others, and to allow me to do what I love best, which is coaching people to live happier, healthier lives, right? That's what I live for. So I want to continue doing that, and I want to do that for you wherever you might be. So if this is, again, of interest to you, please put interested in the comments below so that I can get back to you with further information. Hit the share button if you've got some friends or anybody on your friends list that you know would benefit. Maybe if this isn't for you, it's for them, right? You know that they're struggling, or you know that they just want some support and guidance. That would be amazing. You can tag some friends in this post if you're able to do that for me. That would be fantastic. And I'd love to support you all in as many ways as I can. And this is what I do best. So I look forward to catching the interest in the group here and to helping many of you down the road. So thank you so much for being here. Make sure you do those 3 M's and please pop interested in the comments, and I'll get more information on my private group option. Thanks so much, everyone.